On today's episode, the Cybertunnel is here, Cybertruck misconceptions are literally smashed, superchargers go bigger than ever, and Tesla taps in to main character energy. The factory is the product. This is something that we've heard Elon Musk say many times, so it makes sense that we are seeing Tesla constantly investing into their factory infrastructure and improving it over time. That really started with the introduction of the Gigapress machines at Fremont, and it's especially true at Giga Texas, where the already gigantic factory is continuing to expand with recent additions like the Cortex Supercomputer cluster and a new Boring Company tunneling operation. Back when Tesla held the Giga Texas opening party, or Cyber Rodeo, we got some great insight into the factory's capabilities. And I don't just mean the fact that it can hold 194 billion hamsters, I mean the way it has taken the previously scattered facilities for vehicle production and transformed them into something much more like an integrated circuit board, combining everything together into one continuous package. The basic idea is that raw materials come into one side of the building and a fully finished car rolls out of the other. Now we're seeing an evolution to the final step of that manufacturing process. Tesla is about to finish a project that they've named the Cybertunnel. This was dug by the Boring Company from a parking lot on the far side of a neighboring highway and emerged into the production floor of the factory's new southern extension. We can see from the latest video released this week by Joe Tetmeyer that Tesla is busy completing the road surface panels, interior white paint, and lighting for the new tunnel. This is great to see, considering the last update that Joe posted showed Tesla crews hauling a ton of broken concrete out of the same tunnel. But whatever went wrong there seems to have been figured out. Now, what's the real point of this thing? Well, that was confirmed to us in the most cringe way possible by the official Cybertruck X account, which replied to Joe's video with 2 words, birthing tunnel. It's not a bad analogy, as this will soon be the gateway through which freshly born Cybertrucks will roll out to the delivery lot, a process that will most likely be done autonomously with no need for a staff member in the driver's seat, given that the tunnel-bound vehicles would be totally separate from any potential traffic, and therefore free of any road-bound rules and regulations. Now that might not seem like a big difference, but if you stop and consider the number of people required to drive a continuous line of trucks from production to delivery, and then factor in the need to pick them all up and drive them back to the start again, that's a lot of efficiency to be gained in autonomous tunnels. Speaking of the Tesla Cybertruck, deliveries of the new electric pickup began officially in Mexico on September 25th, and surprisingly enough, it took until this past weekend for the new owners to push their massively powered vehicles beyond the limit. Sad to say, 2 of the 40 Cybertrucks delivered in Mexico are already destroyed. And we're not just talking about the front crumple zone put to the test here, but that also did happen. One of these guys really went full send. In Guadalajara, the most severe Cybertruck crash to date occurred early Saturday at around 6 a.m. in the Italia Providencia neighborhood. Circumstances on why this incident happened is not yet clear. Firefighters found the vehicle overturned with an 18-year-old woman lying on the pavement, reportedly ejected from the Cybertruck. The woman was transported to a hospital in critical condition. 3 other passengers had to be extracted using hydraulic tools. All were taken to nearby hospitals for treatment. Tesla Cybertruck lead engineer Wes Morrill admitted that he couldn't figure out the particular dynamics of this crash despite having extensive experience with crash simulations and tests from when Cybertruck was prepared for series production. Elon reposted images of the wreck saying that the Cybertruck is tougher than a bag of nails, but something about these pictures got us thinking. Teslas are notoriously hard to roll over. This has been one of the key safety benefits for the electric car, as we've seen from previous rollover tests. During the Cybertruck delivery event, we also saw a Cybertruck rollover test, but for some reason, only the 16-mile-per-hour version was shown. Now we have a better idea of what happens at higher velocities. In this incident, it's pretty clear the Cybertruck must have rolled over several times. Now, the second incident took place just a day before in Mexico City, where a 23-year-old man driving a Cybertruck reportedly lost control of the vehicle and collided with a gate of a residence. No injuries were sustained there, but the Cybertruck looks totaled. So, remember all of the headlines that were published back when Cybertruck was launched about the supposed lack of a front crumple zone? Well, this thing looks pretty crumpled to me, and given the lack of damage to the wall, it couldn't have even been that hard of an impact. The Cybertruck's front underbody megacasting is designed to break into small pieces to to absorb and disperse impact energy. So far, the only deadly Cybertruck crash we've seen happened over the summer in Baytown, Texas, where the driver apparently lost control of the truck and hit a concrete culvert, immediately catching fire. Now, it's unfortunate that we are only learning about the crash safety of the Cybertruck by looking at other people's disasters. The Cybertruck has yet to be crash tested by independent vehicle safety agencies, and we're not sure what the reasoning for that is. As Cybertrucks become more common, we will see this happen more, and perhaps get more hints how high the rollover risk actually is with the Cybertruck. After all, it is now almost officially confirmed, by us at least, that Cybertruck will be the best-selling EV pickup truck in 2024, its first year of production. You might be wondering, why are we so sure? Well, Ford has just said they will pause F-150 Lightning production from the 18th of November to the 6th of January, reportedly due to weak demand. And by the end of the third quarter, Cybertruck sales were already surpassing F-150 Lightning sales in the US, with 28,250 Cybertrucks compared to 22,807 Lightnings. To make this picture even wilder, Tesla just revealed that the Cybertruck has already achieved a positive gross margin for the first time in Q3. None of the other electric pickups have gotten there yet, despite having nearly 3 years on the roads already. Just this week, Cybertruck also started deliveries in Canada with a launch party in Toronto. Until we learn more on the Cybertruck, one thing we know for sure, it gets everyone's attention. Mark Wahlberg knows it. He's been spotted advertising his own tequila brand on the side of his Cybertruck. The only thing that gets more attention than a Cybertruck decorated for Halloween. Here are some of the best ones we saw over the celebrations on Friday. Tesla has just announced their largest Supercharger site to date with 168 stalls in Lost Hills, California. It will be built by mid-2025. Now, 168 charging stalls would draw a serious amount of power. So to accomplish this, Tesla will draw only 1.5 megawatts of grid service, and the rest of the energy demand will be substituted with 11 megawatts of solar panels. They will be mounted on top of canopy roofs above the charging stalls, and there will be ground-based panels on 30 acres of neighboring land. Of course, battery storage always needs to accompany solar energy, so there will be 10 Tesla Megapack units with 39 total megawatt hours of storage deployed. Once more grid capacity becomes available and customer charging demand grows, Tesla says it's prepared to double the Supercharger stall count at the site. They also said, although we're typically grid connected, in this case we are leveraging the full Tesla ecosystem and our vertical integration. When you stop by, you'll be powered up by locally generated sunshine. Now, Interstate 5 between San Francisco and Los Angeles is one of the busiest EV corridors in the world. Harris Ranch, California was one of the first locations to open in October 2012, featuring a single-stall 90-kilowatt supercharger. It even showcased the first battery swap pilots in 2014. Today, it has grown to 98 stalls of 250-kilowatt V3 superchargers with Tesla Megapack batteries and covered with solar canopies. This is how the first supercharger at Harris Ranch looked back in 2012, and you can also see the instructions seen on the site in February 2013. But wait, there is more. Tesla is planning to build a second 168-stall supercharger 1 hour north of the first one, also with solar canopies and battery storage. We can't wait to see Tesla supercharging sites at this scale become a lot more common in the near future. Do you remember this Korean woman from the latest Olympic Games? Well, Kim, the main character Energy EG, is now the official ambassador of Tesla in Korea. She says, "I'm very excited to work with Tesla, who have recognized me. I hope to convey a positive message together with Tesla." While Tesla doesn't really do brand promotions outside of Asia, we hereby recommend Tesla to consider Yusuf Dikeç as Tesla brand ambassador in Turkey. We think he'd be perfect for the role.